Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Times of Ummah. Today's first news update is coming from Israel, where the Foreign Minister of Israel, Gabi Ashkenazi, has visited Cairo on Sunday, which is intended to discuss the establishment of a permanent ceasefire between Hamas and Israel. Dear viewers, the ceasefire between Hamas and Israel was the outcome of Cairo's struggle, therefore it's still looking for a permanent ceasefire. Dear viewers, Ashkenazi has said on Twitter that as Cairo's trip as the first formal visit of an Israeli foreign minister in 13 years. His tweet saying that he was invited by the Egyptian foreign minister. He said, "We will discuss establishing a permanent ceasefire with Hamas, a mechanism for providing humanitarian aid and the reconstruction of Gaza with a pivotal role played by the international community." Dear viewers, the recent Israeli bombardment has killed over 250 people in Gaza and over 1900 were also wounded. The attacks destroyed 1800 residential units and partially destroyed at least another 14,300, forcing tens of thousands of Palestinians to take shelter in the United Nations-run schools. The bombing also struck some 74 public buildings, including local municipalities, according to figures released by Gaza's Information Ministry. And here you should also know that the top Egyptian officials have confirmed on Sunday that Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh would also be in Cairo for discussions, but would not provide further details. Dear viewers, the Egypt's intelligence chief Abbas Kamil, leading a high-level security delegation, is expected in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories. The officials also said that the President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi instructed the General Intelligence Chief to discuss with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and concerns authorities the fixing of a permanent ceasefire and the latest development on the Palestinian front. Dear viewers, al-Sisi also ordered Kamil with ending political divisions between rivals Hamas in Gaza and Fatah in the occupied West Bank. Dear viewers, you should also know that the Palestinians have been politically divided between Hamas and its rival Fatah, but analysts says that the latest escalation in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has served to unite the geographically fragmented Palestinian community in a way not seen in years. Dear viewers, the recent escalation was resulted by the Israeli forceful expulsion of Palestinian families from Sheikh Jarrah and attacks on Al-Aqsa Mosque and worshippers. Dear viewers, the escalation resulted heavy loss to both sides and also it killed 12 Israelis. Dear viewers, Egypt has also pledged $500 million to help reconstruction efforts in Gaza. The both sides talks in Cairo may mean something if Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas, met with senior officials. The news coming from Gaza and Israel is looking like the situation is becoming calm. Today's second news update is coming from Saudi Arabia, where the Saudi-led military who battling in Yemen for 7 years has said it destroyed an explosive-laden drone headed toward the city of Khamis Mushet launched by the Houthi rebels. The spokesman of Houthi rebels, Yahya Sari, has said that an operation had targeted King Khalid Air Base in Khamis Mushet in southern Saudi Arabia with a drone that had recorded an accurate hit. It said this comes in response to the continued siege and aggression against our dear country. The coalition earlier dismissed as fabricated video footage issued by the Houthis movements on Saturday, purportedly showing an incursion by its fighters into a Saudi Arabian border area on the front lines. An Al Masira TV run by Houthis rebels had cited a military source as saying more than 80 Saudi soldiers and Sudanese mercenaries were killed or injured, while tens were captured in the operation near Al Khuba in the southern Saudi region of Jazan. But the Saudi state television cited a coalition spokesman saying that the claims by the Houthis militia about executing a military operation on the Jazan border are media fabrications. It said the Houthis' imaginary victories aim to cover up big military losses suffered by the group in Yemen's Marib and Al-Jaf regions. Dear viewers, we were updated you when Houthis took full control on Marib's small areas despite huge casualties and deaths by the Saudi-led coalition. The war between Houthis and Saudi Arabia was a little calm, but now once again we saw an attack as Saudi and Iran has started its negotiation for peace in the region, and now most of the people knows it very well that it is just a proxy war between Iran and Saudi Arabia. The talks between Saudi Arabia and Iran took place in the capital of Iraq, which was initially secret but after it public by both sides. There were millions of people have yet displaced in Yemen by the 7 years long war, and the war yet not ended. We hope the peace talks between Saudi Arabia and Iran will be the end of the Yemen's war and its civilian will see the peace. Dear viewers, here I also tell you that the United States has stopped support the Saudi Arabia in Yemen war after Biden came into power, but he said we will continue defense of its sovereignty in the wake of missiles and drone attacks. Dear viewers, if you want to watch top news of the day, please subscribe Times of Ummah.